Today's video is a relatively short and sweet one. Luke's telling us more about Bookie's runners and their antics. This time, it's actually the father of one of his oldest friends, who just happened to be one of the top runners in the area at the time. Let's listen to Luke tell us about Di the runner.
The other thing I wanted to mention to you, a good friend of mine over the years, Pouchy, is his nickname. I've known Pouchy since 13, 14, since Markham School. Known Pouchy since then, bothered a lot with our youths. Kept in contact through our adult life, not a regular contact, but now and again contact, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Him and his wife. Anyway, Pouchy's father was, I'd say, a prolific bookies runner.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the best runners in the valley, with a great clientele in Markham.
Right.
The old village gambling Markham, where 600 houses belonged to him.
Right.
He was the sole taker of bets in Markham.
Yeah.
Right. So I was with Pouchy yesterday, and I asked Pouchy, and he don't mind me mentioning this.
Yeah.
His father was prosecuted 13 times for running the clock. You know the clock is released this
Yeah.
for.
We've established
13 times for running the clock, he was prosecuted. Now, the police, and there was a village bobby in those days, wasn't it?
Right.
He well knew that Di, who was the runner, was taken
Yeah.
on a clock.
Yeah.
By the way, you got to tell him, do you know as you get the clock up from the bookie's offices in Astramanach, in his house,
Yeah.
to Di in Markham,
Yeah.
was on the bus.
Yeah.
They would give the conductor on the bus, on the Cardiff bus, which came through Astramanach,
Yeah.
and that was the only bus that went up the top of Markham where Di would be. They would give the conductor the clock in Astramanach, and he would give it to Di in Markham.
Unbelievable.
Right. And
That
then he
is
would
unbelievable.
collect it in the night, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I going to say? The village bobby knew that Di was taken,
Yeah.
but every now and again he'd have to, perhaps once a year or something, he'd have to arrest Di just to.
Right.
I didn't know there's a police present. So what he would do, he would go to Di, because Di used to take outside the urinal. Urinal was by the bus stop in Markham.
Right.
Gents urinal. Di used to take there because if it was raining, he could stand in the doorway of the urinal. That's why.
Right.
So he'd be leaning against the wall of there. That's where he'd take his bed. So the policeman would go to Di and say, Di, I'm going to arrest you tomorrow. Don't have too much on you.
Right.
So Di would make sure that when he was going to arrest, and obviously during the day when the person was on, he'd arrest Di, wouldn't he? If Di had been taken. And he would arrest Di, and they would take him to Tredegar police station. She was telling me this yesterday.
Yeah.
They'd take him to the police station. You'd have to empty everything out in the police station. Took the slips out the bed that he had in the clock or whatever, and money that he had on him.
Yeah.
And you'd have to present it all in the police station, and they would prosecute him.
Right.
But then they would take Di back down in the car to Markham.
Yeah.
And drop him outside the urinal from the car they on taking.
What, with his clock?
Yeah.
They give him the clock
Yeah, he got
back?
the clock back, yeah. And
Oh my God.
yes. And one time, the clock didn't turn up or something. They'd missed the bus or something.
Right.
So Di said to Pouchy, no, you'll have to go down to Astramanach on the bike and pick the clock up.
On his push bike?
On his push bike. Before the racing started, but before
Yeah.
he started taking. So,
There's a lot of money at stake.
oh yeah. So, Pouchy goes down on his bike to Estrad, and Di had contacted the office, Pouchy with it. And Pouchy went into the office in the bookmaker's house, in his office, to pick up the clock. And as I've mentioned before, the only people who had telephones in those days were like business people, whatever.
Like doctors and solicitors
post
and
office
stuff.
solicitors,
Yeah.
that's it, yeah. Pouchy went into this room in the office in his house. He had never seen so many telephones in his life. They were right around the room
Yeah.
when he had contact of courses. Like.
Yeah, because he was a big bookie and had
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of contact and a lot of action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'll conclude for today there.